My name is Justice Oshiyoye, and I work in tech, and I also own a publication called Duhtroit. And it's a passion project that I started because I love books and I love creatives and I love photography. So it's something that I started to really showcase some of the creative talent around the city. And it's taken me to a lot of different places. So I'm also a musician for fun. I love doing things artistically that involves all the senses, whether it's cooking and taste, music and the guitar, eyes and photography, or cologne and scent. It's something that impacts all the senses for me. I had the idea actually about 2 years ago, where I really wanted to do a magazine to showcase creatives in a way that had lasting power. And nothing's better than just having something you can put on the table and pick up at any time. Social media will become outdated soon. And one day I saw archive paper by Kenny Karpov, and it was so wonderfully done. It was so beautiful, and that's what really inspired me to just launch that idea and just pull the trigger. It was not a smooth process. There were tons of hiccups, but getting things done is about the challenges that you overcome, not necessarily just being able to get it done. So whether it's dealing with people, dealing with creatives, dealing with processes or organizations, or just even dealing with the sales just to get people to believe in the vision, there are hiccups throughout the way. I say I lean on two big things. One was friends and family. When things get hard, there are people who want nothing from you, but they only want to give. And that's people who love you, like close friends and close family. And when things got hard, when I really needed help, those were the people who I called, and they helped, and they didn't ask for anything. Next was I stood back on my professional background as a project manager. And I just had different ways of tools and ways to manage risks and make calls and just wake up early and do whatever needed to be done to get things done. What creates anxiety for me is public humiliation. Doing a project that's public, that all my friends and family and people who I know and don't know about. Putting my all and then failing in a way that's spectacularly public. And that's what scares me, and that's what gives me anxiety. What people didn't know about this project, there were several days where it would hit me how much I was doing, and I'd just sit and I'd freeze and I wouldn't know what to do, and I'd just be scared out of my mind. Um, that's what gives me anxiety. I just pushed through. Of course, I leaned on my friends and my family, and they having someone who just sits by you and says, "Hey, you can do it. I believe in you. Whatever you need, I'm there." Whether or not you call them for help, them saying, "I will help," it does the world. Next to that, it's just getting work done, saying, "What are my fears?" and saying, "I'm not going to run. I'm just going to confront it head on, and I will accept whatever the consequences are. But whether or not I fail or succeed, I'll have tried my best." I got into creativity in a large way to escape what I was dealing with in my regular life. When I first started doing music and photography, I was going through a lot of different things, and I needed a way to just completely escape from everything. And doing, whether it's music or creative, when you're in the process of making music or playing a song or taking photos, nothing else matters. The stresses that you have in your life, they just dissipate for that brief moment. So in a lot of ways, it's creativity is an escape for me, but it's also a way to express myself when I don't have the words to do that. So when I was going through a really tough time during COVID, and that's when I picked up guitar and music, I didn't know how to use my words to express how I was feeling. So I would just sit there and I would just play music at 5 a.m. for hours. And that was my way of communicating my emotions and my feelings. And so now I communicate my feelings through my photography and through the music that I play. Whether it's my photography, when you look at it, has themes of isolation in public places. If you know me, that's, you always see me, I'm alone, but I'm around people, mentally and just physically. And with my music, it's all stream of consciousness. There are no songs. I just rip. And that's my way of expressing what's in my mind. It doesn't need to always be refined and put together like most people know me as. Sometimes my music can just be, whatever is coming out of my fingers at that exact moment. I have my toe dipped in a lot of different fields, whether it's tech, creative, music, photography, black, so, like different fields. Detroiters want me to represent Detroit in a way that's just Detroiters. The black population of Detroit wants me to represent the black population of Detroit. Photographers want me to represent photographers. Full-time photographers, people who do it for a living, they have a different set of expectations of promotion, things like that. Whereas people who are emerging photographers and hobbyists, they're happy to be featured. everyone at the minimum wants respect, and everyone wants to feel like they've been heard and that someone is representing them well. But all of those expectations are coming at me, and what I go back to is the advice that everyone always gave me from the beginning, which is, what is my vision? And now that I have that clearly defined, I've put in the work to trust what I do and how I do it. I'm a very thorough person. I put in my whole ass in everything I do. I don't cut any corners, and I nitpick everything. So that means that when I make a decision, I think I can be confident in what I do and how I do it and why I'm doing it and the intention behind that. So now that I have my vision straight, it's really a matter of just executing on that. And then the people who have put these expectations on me, I accept that for what it is. It's their expectations on me, but the expectations are not the way that I live my life or the things that I do. If they align, then we have a partnership. If not, then I'll support them when they're doing what they want me to do. Yeah, follow Duhtroit on Instagram at Duhtroit, Duhtroit or Duhtroit.com. It's a creative organization that also produces a magazine, and the objective for this is to showcase and elevate creatives all over the city, not just in magazine format, but in a bunch of different mediums by reinvesting money that we receive back into the creative economy so that emerging creatives can have more money to get bigger paying gigs, get new equipment, and overall just support.